Welcome back to the Art Show. We hope you had a great weekend. My name is Aaron Fowler.
And my name is Lauren Tile. Let's go between the lines.
This show will be all about video games. Let's start with the industry itself. For the past year, the gaming industry has been in some hot water. They've been struggling with issues with AI working its way into the industry, and even stealing work from real actors and artists. Starting in 2023, the industry started seeing mass layoffs from gaming companies. In the year alone, 10,000 workers lost their jobs. That number has gone up in 2024, and the year hasn't even ended yet. By October, there were 13,000 layoffs.
There are still more workers being laid off, and many suspect it is due to the integration of AI into the industry, but nobody knows the exact reason. Some other possibilities could be the lack of new games being released. Instead, companies are choosing to make DLCs. Whatever the reason, thousands of people continue to lose their jobs. SAG-AFTRA is a labor union that represents media professionals in the entertainment industry. It brings together two American labor unions, Screen Actors Guild and the American Federation of Television. Both of these unions were formed in the 1930s and fought for media artists. This union represents so many different groups of people. There are actors, dancers, DJs, singers, broadcast journalists, news writers, and directors, and so many other media professionals.
SAG-AFTRA is currently striking against major video game companies because they use AI without compensation, consent, and transparency. This strike began on June 26th, and after 18 months of negotiation, that ended with no deal. They are striking again against huge companies like EA, Insomniac Games, Activision Productions, and 6 others. Actors are fighting to get paid for products companies make using their likenesses through AI, but most actors are completely against the use of AI to recreate things like voiceover work. AI can be a very powerful tool, but it needs to be used correctly.
On a more positive note, Black Friday is this week, so let's take a look at some of the video game sales. Amazon is having a buy one, get one 50% off on many different video games like Metaphor Re Fantasio, Space Marine 2, Balatro, and many more. Nintendo Switch has deals for specific games, including The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, which is down to $49.99.
Let's discuss some highly anticipated upcoming video game news. The Juice's Guma has more information on these games. Let's head over to him. Guma?
What's up, Pioneers? I'm Guma. Today I'm looking into video games coming out in 2025.
Starting off, Doom the Dark Ages takes players back to a medieval-inspired world where they'll face the forces of the underworld in a dark, fantasy-themed prequel to Doom and Doom Eternal. Second off is Little Nightmares 3, where players will navigate an eerie world alongside the protagonist Lo and Alone. Unlike the previous games, this installment allows for both single-player with AI companion and 2-player online co-op. Pokemon Zeta A is set in a newly imagined Lumio City where the focus is on human and Pokemon collaboration in an urban environment. The game will bring back popular mechanics like Mega Evolutions and feature classic Pokemon across several generations. Next is the Ghost of Yotei. The story shifts from Jin Sakai's journey in Ghost of Tsushima to a new protagonist, Atsu, who embarks on a quest in this remote, rugged terrain filled with open plains, snow-covered landscapes, and perilous wilderness. Subnautica 2 is a new installment that introduces a new planet with a focus on multiplayer gameplay, allowing up to 4 players to explore an alien ocean together. Finally is the first Berserker, Kazan, an upcoming action RPG that immerses players in a brutal fantasy world, following the journey of Kazan, a legendary warrior with immense strength and a mysterious past.
That's all for now. Back to the desk.
Thanks, Guma. Let's talk about some recently released games that could make for a great gift this upcoming holiday season. One that came out last month has gotten a huge fan following in the indie game Mouthwashing, created by Wrong Organ. Mouthwashing follows a 5-person crew on a spaceship that crashes in space, and you play as the antagonist of the story. This game addresses issues in our society in a beautifully creative way and tells a realistic yet horrifying story that makes you think mouthwashing is only available on Steam if this interests you at all.
Another game that came out last month is Life is Strange Double Exposure. This game is the 5th game in the well-known Life is Strange game series created by Deck 9. This game series has been popular since the first game was released in 2015. Double Exposure is bringing back the protagonists from the first game in a new and exciting story. This series has never been one to disappoint, and the reviews say that this game is just as good as the last games. This game is available on most platforms, so if the previous game we mentioned isn't your style, check out this one instead.
Now let's move on to the recent school arts news. This past weekend was the band's end-of-season Friday Night Live show. They had 4 great shows throughout the weekend, with 2 hours of great songs and fun visuals. This year they had a record-breaking amount of ticket sales, selling 700 for their Saturday show, versus the previous years where they sold per day was just 600. Congratulations to the band on their great season, and they finished with a bang. We cannot wait to see more of our marching pioneers next year.
Attack of the Killer Man from The Sun performs next week. This play is performed by our performance ensemble class. This show is an old beast movie-style show where a scientist, Lou Leon, and his wife, Anne Leon, and her sister Susan, some aliens, and the creature come together to fight the Killer Man from the sun. Come see this hilarious show December 6th and 7th at 7 p.m.
Last week, several theater students saw Natasha Pierce and the Great Comet of 1812 at Otterbein. Any students currently taking a theater class, including performance ensemble, acting, or intro to theater, were invited on this field trip. This show is based on Leo Tolstoy's War and Peace, which captures Natasha Rostova as she waits for her fiancé to return from the war. As she waits, she ends up falling in love with Anatole, and it is up to their family friend Pierre to fix all of their broken reputation.
We are very excited to hear that the rehearsals for this year's spring musical are starting tomorrow. If you haven't heard already, Orange Light Productions is putting on the musical Sweeney Todd Musical, written by Stephen Sondheim. Sondheim has written so many famous and amazing musicals, such as Into the Woods, Company Merrily, which we ride along, and so many more. This show is going to be great, and good luck on the rehearsal process.
That's all for today, Pioneers. Have a great break and happy Thanksgiving. With Between the Lines, I'm Aaron Fowler.
And I'm Lauren Tile. Stay artsy, Pioneers, and have a great day.